Today I'm going to discuss the sous vide cooking method. Sous vide cooking entails placing food in a vacuum sealed bag and then immersing it in a container of water. An immersion circulator then circulates the water, keeping it at the temperature needed to cook that food. Now, for instance, let's take chicken. Usually chicken calls for a temperature of 165 Fahrenheit before it's cooked. But with the sous vide method, it's only 145 because spending that much time at 145 will kill all the germs. So it's different and the food comes out better because it's not overcooked. Alright, now the first thing we're going to do is vacuum seal the food. We're cooking chicken today, and these bags come on a roll, and I'm going to cut 4, and then I'm going to seal one end to turn it into a bag. A variety of vacuum sealing devices are on the market. I like this type. And just to show you, I'm going to seal one end, and there's a button to press to just seal it. So I'm going to make bags out of these to put my chicken in before I cook it. Now I'm going to vacuum seal this chicken that I have placed in the bags that I sealed one end of. Makes a lot of noise. After it vacuums out the air, it will seal the bag. Done. Now I can either cook it like this, or I can pop it in the freezer. This is my immersion circulator. I will place it in the water bath, and it will draw the water in and heat it up, and then release it back into the pot, keeping the temperature at whatever you set it at. I'll show you. This one has settings to turn it on. Hold this button, and then I'll set it for the temperature and the time. I always do it 4 hours, but I guess it only takes about 1 hour to cook thawed out food, and an extra hour if it's frozen. You set it for an extra hour and it will thaw the food out. So if you're going to put frozen meat in here, you want to put it for a minimum of 2 hours. I put it for 3 usually, and I'm going to turn this on. Now it's starting to draw the water in. It's going to heat it up, and the temperature will just steadily rise. Frozen chicken, I'll place it in the water bath, and 2 or 3 hours, it will be fully cooked. Now, since it's only going to get up to about 145 degrees, the water won't even be too hot to touch. In fact, you can use any kind of container you want because the water won't get hot enough to melt it. So you can use a plastic container to cook things. If you have a lot of meat, you could use a big cooler and just place it in the cooler. The hot water does not get hot enough to melt the cooler. I don't eat beef, but I guess steak is the really amazing food to cook with this because you can cook it very, very rare and then just finish it in a frying pan, and I guess it's really amazing. Okay, the cooking is done. Remove the bags. Now, after the meat is cooked, it will be pale and needs to be finished to be more appetizing. So you can do that by frying it in a pan or cooking it in the oven, but you just want to put a sear on it. You can cut this any way you want. Alright, that's how cooked it is in the middle. But see, it's very pale and very unappetizing. It doesn't taste raw, but as close to raw as you can get and still be cooked. I'm going to make cutlets. And now I will fry it in the pan. You don't have to cook it very long because it's already cooked. You're just putting a sear on it, which will add flavor and make it more appetizing. Okay, that was a lot. Sorry. And voila. Oh, I have to try it. It always bothers me on the cooking shows when they don't try what they cook. Makes me wonder what's wrong with it. It's gonna be hot. Oh, it's so good. It's the best chicken I've ever had. I believe a lot of restaurants use this method because if you think about it, having the meat pre-cooked and then just finishing it when they have to cook the order would be so convenient, and it just tastes great.